Listen, you know what the fuck I hate? You see somebody that you know running a business and you want to do the same thing. So you ask them what steps did they take. And it's mainly our fucking race. I'm just going to call it how I see it. Because they don't want you to compete with them. But it's enough money for everybody, bitch. So I got a friend. I'm asking. I'm like, yo, I want to start a business. How can you do it? Because she's successful. Well, Jess, it's a lot of hard work, you know? Okay. But like more specifically, how did you make it happen? Like, what did you do? I dedicated everything I had, you know, I committed, you know. But more specifically, what did you have to go through? Like, it's gonna be a lot of long nights, a lot of sleepless days, you know. Bitch, that sound like a heartbreak. I'm talking about the steps. Who did you call? How did you get started? Specifically, since that's how black people understand specifically. Specifically, who did you call? Jesus. Believe it or not, Jess, Jesus and God were the only two people I called. They were the only ones to help me through this. Well, bitch, what's their numbers? Because I ain't getting nowhere with you.
You know, part of me understands where she's coming from because I used to actually think the same thing. But let me just offer a different perspective real quick. Let's say you go to 15 years of school and understudying and job shadowing and all of that to become a neurosurgeon. And somebody just comes up to you and says, hey, teach me how to do surgery. How do you do that? Like, specifically, how do you do it? Or more realistically, let's say you open up a restaurant, right? And you spent your last dime to open up that restaurant. And whenever you finally get it open, somebody comes in and says, yo, give me the hookup. Give me some free food. Let me get that. That's the exact same thing whenever you go up to a successful business owner and you say specifically, lay out the steps it took for you to start that business, or how do you run this business? Like, physically saying, give me the hookup is the exact same thing as intellectually saying, give me free information that may have taken you years and losses and tears and all of that to earn and to come up with. But here's the thing, like, in the same way, whenever you got a successful restaurant, you don't mind helping people in need. You know, you don't mind helping people at random just to show love, but there's a limit to that. Like, you can't help everybody. And you especially don't want to help people who have any kind of sense of entitlement whenever they come into your place of business. And if somebody asks you something, but they don't give you the freedom to say no, at least without attacking your character on the back end and saying that you just afraid to compete, or you think there ain't enough money to go around, there's clearly some sense of entitlement there. But the right way to go up to somebody and ask for information, especially if you're talking about a successful business owner, is to ask if they offer consultations. Can you buy them lunch at least? Do they have any books? Or maybe, offer to exchange information that also may be helpful to them, just to show respect for what they may be able to offer you. And then accept whatever they do or don't give you, because they really don't owe you anything. Granted, I'm not saying that if you need help in your business, or if you ask an entrepreneur for help in their business, like, you're entitled, you're just a bad person. I really think the problem is we live in a day and age where information is so freely given, and because right then and there it's nothing, it costs them nothing to tell you something, so we automatically think it didn't cost them much to acquire that information. But let me tell you something, a lot of people think that entrepreneurs are out here depressed and going crazy or committing suicide because money don't buy happiness, when that's partly the truth. But the other part to that truth is entrepreneurship is just hard. Like, you put your heart, your soul, your last dime towards something, just to finally see whenever you launch it, people don't support it, or somebody done stole your concept, or the one mistake that you made from your naivety caused your whole business to come crashing down. Now you got your family, your friends, your exes, your enemies, and everybody else looking at you like you a failure. On top of that, you more broke than whenever you first started, so you got to figure that out. Add kids to the mix who are dependent on you, and here comes the anxiety. Here comes the frustration. And whenever you finally get over that hump, whenever you finally figure it out, all the information, the lessons that you learn have that much more value, not just because of what the money is that it's saving you and what it's making you, but also because of what you went through to get that. So whenever somebody comes up and says intellectually, gimme, it's damn near an insult. So, like, before we approach people and we say, you know what, if you don't tell me what I want to know from you, it means you don't think there's enough money and success to go around. Let's first make sure we approaching them with the appropriate amount of respect of what it may have taken for them to earn the information that we want from them. Because that ain't no friendly talk about what happened on your favorite reality show or who scored the most points last night. That's a business consultation that apparently you're expecting for free. Again, it's not strictly about the money. Like, maybe they didn't have the time, or maybe they didn't have the energy, or maybe you didn't approach them the right way out the gate, and had you done that, they would have been willing to help you. But if they did not, they still wouldn't be wrong for it. And if you're thinking to yourself, it ain't even that serious, it ain't even that deep, then they rightfully chose not to waste their energy on you because clearly you don't value it.
God, I couldn't wait for that to be over. I couldn't wait. God. Let me just breathe. I'm Tonya TKO. self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourself and each other. This program has crashed so many times just trying to get this video done that I'm like, if I don't do this now, I'm not going to do it. So I'm in my workout clothes. Forgive that, but let's talk about this. You know, different vloggers have their different fan base, and different people flock to people that they resonate with. So I can imagine that the people who flock to, what's this, Jaxn, that they will resonate with this message. And he's so angry for some reason in this message. Like, his anger is just like, is profound. It's like dripping through the computer. Breast all shaking in the camera and everything. You know? You know, that was inappropriate of me. But for real though, I want to give a special shout out to Antoine, who sent me Jess Hilarious' video, and a special shout out to Rahel, who sent me Derrick Jaxn's follow up on the video, because last week I did a live video where I was talking about the problem with Black people is that when we become entrepreneurs, we don't reach back and help the people coming up underneath us without wanting to be a succubus to that person coming behind us, without wanting to use them for our own gain, without wanting to use them for dates or sex, without wanting to use them for any number of things, right? And then I get sent this video. God. First of all, Jess Hilarious is a comedian, but there is some truth to what it is that she's saying, because I was talking about this the other day. She said friend. She has a friend that she spoke to, and she asked her friend, how did you do it? What did you do? Who did you? Asking her different questions, and the friend is like, oh, it was hard. Oh, this and the other. Oh, Jesus is who I. And then you know, she ends it on the punchline of let her call Jesus. Here comes Derrick Jaxn talking about if you become a neurosurgeon and somebody comes up to you asking you how you did it. He said it's the exact same thing, that you can help people in need or random folks, the sense of entitlement. This is the thing that really bugs me. Sense of entitlement? This is a friend you're talking about. You damn right your friend is entitled to information from you. You damn right. This is a friend. We're not talking about random people. We're not talking about becoming a neurosurgeon and somebody come up in that hospital and say, how did you become a neurosurgeon? No, we're talking about a friend. And see, this is part of the problem, and this is why Black people stay losing. Let me calm down because I'm angry now. This is why Black people stay losing. And it's like, I can't expect new money people to understand the habits and patterns of people with generational wealth. You know, when I was in New York, you know what, let's you know what, I'm going to talk about my landlord. But before we get into that, right? Before we get into that, different people are different. Some people have a generous spirit and the spirit of giving. Now, I can't criticize Derrick Jaxn for his business prowess or whatever, because Derrick Jaxn in the social media realm is more successful than I am. His videos hit harder than mine do. They get more views. He makes more money from social media stuff than I do. Just from looking at his mere numbers. I don't know what his expenses are like and all of this, blah, 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 blah. But I know that he's more successful online. So apparently he's doing something right, right? I remember I approached Derrick. I don't, how many of you have ever written Derrick a letter? I don't know if he writes back, because I was really surprised during that John Gray situation. And he was like, oh, many people have been sending this to me, blah, 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 blah. And he's talking about how the Grays reached out to him behind the scenes, this and that. Because I've reached out to Derrick, asking Derrick, first of all, I offered to collab with him. I asked him what type of program it is that he's using to do the side-by-side. And there are people who have come to me and have asked me what type of program that I use. And I really don't have a good answer for people, because I haven't found, as you see, I haven't found a good solution myself. What it was that I was doing is I was playing the video on my laptop behind or on the side of my phone with the headphones. And did you see I'm still wearing headphones in my thing, playing it. And as you see, in every video, I put my hand up towards the thing and pull it down so that I can sync up in the editing program, so that I can sync the moment that my hand touches to the time that the sound, because I do not have a side-by-side program. I asked Derrick about that. He never got back in touch with me. Derrick has this program on on Facebook where he will automatically message people and offer them things. I asked him what program it was that he was using, ignored me again. And so it's like, you can tell the difference between new money black people, the behaviors of new money black people, and old money white people. You can tell the difference in the behavior. And you ask a Caucasian person what program they're using or this, that, and the other, or they'll tell you what they have. They'll show you where you can, who has the information to show you how to do it, or they'll sell you the information themselves, like if they have a program or whatever created. That's what'll happen, right? My landlord you all know that when I was in New York, I had a production loft that a Jewish person owned, and I rented from him for 3 years. During the course of that time, right, I learned something very interesting about Jewish people. Jewish people do business with other Jewish people. Jewish people hook other Jewish people up. They introduce I remember there was one time my landlord, he had a client who had rented from him who had jars. The landlord brought the man to my loft because I'm renting from the landlord. The other guy just got a place from the landlord. He came to me and he said, listen, I'm doing, he was like, you know what XYZ is called? It's some sort of Jewish or Yiddish word, right? Hebrew or Yiddish word. I don't know. He said, I'm doing a insert Yiddish word here. And he's like, this is a person I know, you're a person I know, you two have businesses, I'm doing an introduction. He didn't have to do that. He introduced the guy who had jars and bottles to me, who was selling product, who needed jars and bottles. That's the way it's done in small micro communities that are thriving. I mean, listen, if you're going to listen to some people about success and the way that things are done, listen to people who are successful. Black people in this country are not successful with the ways that we're doing it. And all this, oh, take me to lunch, or, oh, this, that, and the other. Oh, the information may be free. I mean, it had no cost, but it cost me to get it up. This, that, and the, if so many people are asking you for some particular type of information, create a course. Listen, there are many people, when I had TKO skin, so look, even how I got into TKO skin, when I got rid of my stretch marks, I came out and I did a video showing you all the exact formula. I didn't worry about, oh, somebody gonna steal the formula. Oh, this, I welcomed you to. Here is the formula. I showed you how to make it. And you all remember that video. I showed you exactly how, because you see, I have no stretch marks. My skin is flawless. As you see back here, I have no stretch marks. None. Skin is flawless. Even just the other day, I did a video on how I got my flawless skin, and I sell this vitamin E once a year so that you can, and it's on sale right now, TonyaTKO.com/shop. I'll put the link below showing you how you can get flawless skin like mine. Each one teach one. Reach your hand back and help other people. This is what I'm saying. So I did the video how to get your skin flow, how to get rid of your stretch marks as well. Please don't ask now because I do not have the product anymore. I was selling some really high quality shea butter with a mix of oils that help blend out your skin. I don't have it anymore because I went off in pursuit of my dream of writing books and doing workshops, etc. That's what I'm in the midst of right now. So I reluctantly closed TKO Skin, but even though I gave the formula out on the website, some people on YouTube, some people will go and make it themselves. Some people went and made it themselves, but still people wanted I still was able to create a thriving business where I had other products. Let me calm myself down. Jess says there's more than enough money to go around, and it's true. He's talking about you're not entitled as a friend. Yes, you're entitled. This is your friend, somebody that you have an intimate relationship with. He's talking about, oh, and if you fail, your friends, family, exes looking at you like a failure. That's because your friends, family, exes are in competition. What friend is looking at you like you're a failure? It's like because you're so busy hoarding information, so that people around you are like, oh, you came up on, I came up on my own, you come up on your own too. That way when you feel, people just step on your back afterwards, because this is how the culture that you create in your relationships. God, it's unbelievable. He's talking about that's a business consultation. Really? All right. When I had TKO Skin, people used to come to me all the time. How do you start a business? Listen, starting a business is difficult. It is difficult. I was talking about that in the broadcast the other day. However, if people are coming to you and it's too much information for you to give. Damn it. Give them the information for where they can get it. Please. People would come to me when I was in business at TKO Skin, and I would say, you know what? Go to your small business administration. They have step-by-step classes paid for by your tax dollars. And if there are people out here right now who are watching this video who want to know how to create a business, please go to your small business administration. Go to the Chamber of Commerce. It's like, I'm sorry, this is so frustrating. It's so aggravating. So frustrating and aggravating. You know what it's like? Once you get to a certain level, a certain tier in income, your circles begin to change. One of the things that I realized that I saw, you all saw me flying in first class. It's like whenever I know how to do something, I tell you all how to do it too. I was working out with you all for the past few weeks on my YouTube channel. When I know something, you know something. That's the spirit of giving, the spirit of generosity. When I know something, you know something. You know it too. When I was in the VIP lounges, when I had my Amex card and I was in the Amex lounges, when I was making money, one of the things that I saw is there was no black people around. I was there, the only urban sister, only person with soul and spice in the place. Every once in a while, it's like every once in a while when you're in one of these circles, you see another black person, and it's like you were on the island Survivor. And you got Wilson and you running across the way. Oh my God, yes. Oh my goodness. Where have you been? Where have you been? And it's like, come on, black people. We gotta do better than this. This is your king, him angry about giving him and then a further explanation on his Facebook page. Oh, it's this, that, and the other, to give him further clarification, and all these thumbs up, thousands of shares, and all of these people ignorant of true communal success. Ignorant of true communal success. Let me see if I can give as much as I can in this video. Contact your city's Chamber of Commerce. They have classes, networking events. They have breakfasts. They have all different types of things to help you get where it is that you need to be. Your small business administration, it doesn't matter where you are in the United States. There's a small business administration. There's a Chamber of Commerce. Go there and ask those people. They'll be more than happy to help you. This is so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And you know what? Maybe, and listen, I cannot fault the man because it was me. It was me who gave away so much but you know what? I will say this. I gave and I gave and I gave. And then when I ended up living in my car, because it was like I didn't have the business structure set in place to be able to create income without TKO Skin. I didn't have the marketing. I didn't have the funnels. I didn't have these things in place so that I could be able to make income passively and all this other stuff. I didn't have that set in place. Right? And so when I didn't close, because I didn't have the right information on how to close my business properly, and I ended up in a tremendous amount of trouble with my bank account seized, and I was living in my car. I'll tell you this much, when I came out to the public did step up. They did. I raised $12,000 in a GoFundMe in 8 days. 8 days. And so, but I had my own personal issues with being able to receive. It's like, as a giver, I like to give and give and give, but there was a part of me that felt bad with receiving. And the journey that I've been on over the past 3 years, I have become comfortable with allowing the flow of energy to go both ways, so that I give to you and you give to me in different ways. We can give one another so that we keep the circle of financial life, fiscal life, the circle of life. We keep it going. We keep it going with that flow of energy. But yes, so I didn't have the things in place. And there's a part of me that felt really bad about not having those things in place because I didn't know there was information I didn't have, blah, blah, blah. And the people who I reached out to last bit of information, score. SCORE. It's the Senior Corps of Retired Executives or something like that. Score.org or score.com. Just search for it. Just Retired Executive Score. Search for it. There are people, and most of them are Caucasian. Listen to what it is, may say. Listen, most of them are Caucasian. Most of them are older white males. I found 3 or 4 good people to be able to help me during my business, to be able to help get to the next level. You know, it's like we were in that live show and the guy was like, oh, I'm an example to the people in my neighborhood about what a long-lasting marriage looks like. Just from the outside, no. And I said, that's just like having a business. Where people are like, what are the steps that you took to be in this lasting marriage? And you're like, lasting marriage? No, people need to know that it's not like what it looks like on TV. They need to be able to ask you questions. They need to be able to touch base with you. Each one teach one, reach back and give somebody without expecting a dinner, a lunch, a pat on the back, a dip in the vagina, something. Give without expecting anything. I will say this. The older Caucasian gentlemen that helped me on Score were much different than the black male entrepreneurs who attempted to help me by really trying to help themselves. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So on that note, I'm going to get out of this video. I want to hear your thoughts below, and how can we fix this? I'm done talking. I'm out of here. Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is, what is the underpinning example of self-love in here? Part of loving yourself is realizing that there is no separation between you and other people. That there is no us and them. That there's no... that person asking you is a reflection of you. What is it that you do with that? What is it that you do? And I want to apologize to about 3 or 4 people asked me what type of program I use to do the side-by-side, and I couldn't really give them a good answer because I don't have a good program. So I apologize to the people who I really couldn't answer. So listen, because I don't want to promote a product that's really not doing it well for me anyway. I'm sorry, I'm so frustrated. Listen, I will talk with you all in the comments below. That's it. Tonya TKO. Peace.